Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Not too much happened today, slight sell-off on the ETH chart and some altcoin charts. Bitcoin is not affected at all. Bitcoin is still hovering around the 52k level. Ether, however, coming down a bit. I already posted it earlier today on Discord and Telegram that we likely started now the wave 4. I would like it actually to, I highlighted in the previous videos that we are dealing here, which level was it? Here, 2,761, yeah? I wanted to get the price below that. We are not really below it. We had a brief dip below that level, but no sustained break. So I would really like it to sustain below that level to get a, let's say more confidence that indeed Circle Wave 4 is unfolding. At the moment, not very clear yet, okay? But I'm tracking it now. So I'm tracking it. I'm tracking an A wave down, which might already have bottomed. Essentially, for this Circle Wave 4 to be, let's say, somewhat reliable, at least I would like it to get to the orange box. And that means the $2,700 level, okay? So that is one of the key levels there, the first main level of support in our support zone. Below that level, I've got the ascending trend line of this parallel upward sloping trend channel. So we can watch that as well. And typically for any fourth wave, more generally, it is the 38.2 retracement level that presents typically an ideal target. That is at $2,605. I shouldn't say target. It technically is not really a target. I call it a target because really typically a wave 4 goes there, and I'm really regularly watching wave 4s to get there. However, we can really only define a target once we have the A wave complete of that wave 4 and a B wave corrective rally, which might be starting shortly, and then the C wave down. Again, at this stage, don't misunderstand me, I'm not confirming yet that the wave 4 has started, but we get some initial evidence. Just a bit skeptical because Bitcoin hasn't started that decline yet in wave 4. But Ether, looks a bit ready for wave 4. But let's see. Essentially what needs to happen next to confirm this further. Either we go down a little lower more directly. One more low, definitely a possibility. But then at some point we should get a corrective bounce in a B wave. Maybe that B wave has started already, but it's not very clear yet. We haven't seen enough data yet. I would say that there is a reasonable... it is reasonable to assume it might have started, but really we haven't seen any significant movement that would support that. So essentially what I just want to communicate is that in a B wave rally, or let's say the bounce that should happen, should be corrective. So we don't want another impulsive move up or anything. Ideally, we see it stay below the recent highs and maybe even a reaction to that resistance area. The resistance area, if broken, is not an invalidation point for a B wave, but ideally it stays below resistance or within or below resistance, which is defined between $2,807 and $2,841. Important is just that the rally is corrective, which means it needs to be a 3-wave rally and certainly shouldn't look impulsive. That would then be additional evidence that this fourth wave has started. And if the B wave is clear, which it not always is, then a C wave down target can be calculated and we can define that. And ideally ideally the wave 4 will end somewhere in that region here without breaking the 50% fib level, because that would already indicate weakness. So ideally stays above 2,532. Technically speaking, in any fourth wave in a diagonal, we need to accept or allow for the 61.8 retracement level as well. That would be, however, a very deep wave 4, even in a diagonal. Okay, so as we've established, a deep wave 4 isn't great. So ideally it stays above the 50% fib level, because below that level probabilities for the white wave count increase. But I'm not even going to focus on the white count until we get, at least close to that 50% retracement level. So I think that gives you all the parameters to watch at the moment. ETH reacted to that overall target area we communicated a few days ago there, between $2,800, that was the 38.2 extension here, and the $2,900 level. So we had a bit of a range there of $200 that we were watching, and the market actually reacted here to that cluster around $2,840. But yeah, it's interesting that Bitcoin isn't really coming down at all. So we'll see how the weekend develops, what the weekend brings. But it could be a wave 4 weekend as we typically have it. And didn't we have it last weekend as well? I can remember actually. Didn't we get a... Yeah, we had another... That was a smaller degree wave 4 here most likely though. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm watching. There isn't really much more to add. The support area is unaffected, hasn't changed. The trend channel hasn't changed. The upside Fibonacci levels haven't changed at all. All I've done is added the potential microstructure for a wave 4. Please be aware that the exact structure of a correction when it starts, can only be, let's say, assumed. Okay, so all we can do at the moment is to track an ABC structure. That's typically what I start with. It could be that this is morphing into a WXY or a triangle. It's not so important, it's not so important for practical trading decisions, because essentially what's important is, okay, does the price hold above the 50% Fib level, or at least the 61.8? That's my update about ETH. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.